Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mufarama Dzodze. I do a lot of different content on my channel, from beauty, lifestyle to education content. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to cope with UNISA online tests and exams. Now, before I get into this video, I do know that we are currently in this situation. We all know the current situation, and this situation has caused us to now have to move to doing our tests and exams online, studying online, doing our school online. Now, I decided to title this video how to cope with UNISA online tests and exams, because UNISA does have a lot of students. I would believe a lot more than most universities here in South Africa, and also because I studied with UNISA last year and I had to write all my tests and exams online. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It is free to subscribe. Turn that red subscribe button to gray. Yes, it should move from red to gray. That means you're subscribed to my channel. Most of the questions I've seen circulating around are: do you need access to a printer? What is the best scanning app on Google Play, whatever? And also people asking, how do you cope with online tests and exams? Now, the first issue I'm going to touch on is the issue of not having access to a printer. I remember March last year I had to write my first test and I was panicking, and I wasted a lot of time by going to the printer or the internet cafe to print my papers and my tests, because they were released like 15 minutes before the test actually started. So I remember being stuck in a situation where I had to start my test late because I was worried about printing. Now, my advice and how I coped around that, because I actually did not have a printer, I could not afford one at the time, so I actually decided now I'm just going to use my laptop. So if you do have access to a laptop, I would suggest that you learn to adapt to using your laptop as a way to view your question, your question and your required, or your assignment, your test, your exam, because you will save a lot of stress, like I need to print, my printer jammed, I'm out of ink. Printers have a lot of stories. We all know about how unreliable a printer is, even if you have access to a printer. So my advice is, learn to adapt to using your laptop and view your PDF. Your test will be a PDF, in a PDF form, and that is how I wrote my tests and exams, from test 2 up until my exams. And the other thing is the scanner. I used CAMSCANNER. A good friend of mine recommended CAMSCANNER. I'll leave the name and how it looks here on the video. If you go to Google Play Store, you will see a scanner called CAMSCANNER. That is actually the best scanner that I have seen, and I use a very basic phone. This is a Samsung Grand Prime Plus. It's a very old phone, but if you do have a half decent phone, it does take good pictures of your question or your test or exam that you have written down on paper, because I was using pen and paper. I don't like writing my tests and exams on a laptop, but that is a preference thing. If you do prefer writing your tests and exams on a laptop, that's fine. But I think when it comes to exam, side note, they are likely to be more worried that people cheated, those that type their tests and exams. So that's just something to think about. But anyway, I prefer to write down my paper, my question, my test or exam. So I took a picture using CAMSCANNER. I can do a video on how to use CAMSCANNER, and I know I've tried Adobe Scanner. There's something called Adobe Scanner. I think it's called Adobe Scanner. That one is horrible in my opinion. I think CAMSCANNER is the best. And also, people ask the question of how do I combine my PDFs. The CAMSCANNER does combine your PDF, so you don't have to worry about I need a PDF combiner, now I need this, now I need that. And the good thing about CAMSCANNER is that the size of the file, my files were not bigger than 3 megabytes on average. So answering that, how do I cope with UNISA tests and exams? Remember, MYUNISA is a platform where you're going to upload your tests and exams. That is simple. It's self-explanatory. It's not complicated. It will be very easy to follow the steps on how to upload your test or exam. However, there are certain challenges, like people's documents taking forever to upload. Remember, you only get a certain time frame to upload your test or exam. So now when you are stuck and your file size is 50 megabytes, you're gonna panic, have a heart attack, because you might not be able to submit your test or exam on time. So I would suggest that make sure that whichever method you're using, that your file sizes are not too big. I know MYUNISA allowed up to 50 megabytes, but if now you're gonna upload a 40 megabyte test or exam, it might take long, and if the cutoff time is up, then sometimes they're very unforgiving, because they do give enough time to upload a test or exam. Secondly, another tip, do not write beyond your writing time. So sometimes they can say your test is from 8 until 10 p.m. That's 2 hours, right? And then they say, we're giving you 30 minutes to upload, so your test must be uploaded by 10:30. Now if you write your test up until 10:15, hoping that you'll still make it on time to upload, you might be shooting yourself in the foot, because if you're not able to upload, then you've wasted your time. So don't fall for that trap of thinking that you have enough time to write beyond your writing time. It's a trap. Don't do it. Be truthful, be honest, okay? Secondly is the issue of how do you deal or cope when the system is stressed. So UNISA has a lot of students, like I mentioned before, and sometimes I remember when I was writing my exam, it was the auditing exam, so shout out to my CTA friends out there. And auditing was so, like, I don't know, on that day, perhaps there were other students writing on that day, but I remember the system taking longer than usual to upload. And what I would like to recommend is that if you see that a website is not uploading or it's not loading, what computers usually do, I'm no computer guru, just putting it out there, if a page usually takes too long to load, a computer is unlikely to still load that page, right? It might buffer, that little circle might keep going, but in actual fact it notices that no, this is taking too long, and then it sort of aborts the mission. So I would say, if something is taking too long, log out of MYUNISA, like just go on that red cross, log out, go out, and try to come back in again. And I did that, and when I did that, it now uploaded. So it's that thing of, if you see that this is a bad line, just get another route or get another path. Try a different browser. That also helps. But I used Google Chrome, if anyone is curious. Yeah, I think Google Chrome is reliable. I haven't had much problems besides that one audit exam. So yeah, that's my advice. Make sure your files are around 2 megabytes. That's a very important tip right there. Don't make them too big. They'll take too long to upload. I think I have come to the end of my video today. I touched on printers, CAMSCANNER, I touched on the size, I touched on website, I touched on MYUNISA taking too long to upload. And yeah, those are some of the challenges that I came across. If you do have questions, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section. I do reply to every single comment, so feel free to do that. And I love you for watching. I hope that this video was helpful, and I think that this information I've shared is also very relatable with anyone. And you don't have to be studying at UNISA. It's applicable to anyone who has to write online tests and exams. So do share this video to your WhatsApp status, to your Facebook, share with other people who also have to write tests online, because the situation we are in is currently still going on. Because I remember there was a time when internet cafes were even closed. So yeah, and yeah, it is very challenging to write online exams. I do acknowledge that sometimes people don't have access to laptops, access to a quiet environment, access to a healthy environment. So yeah, I would say join groups, Facebook groups, like there's a UNISA level 1 and level 2 students. Some people are always willing to offer their laptops, their Wi-Fi, their working environments to people who might not have access to a quiet environment. And if you do have to go somewhere to write your test or exam, that is understandable. And also to touch on Wi-Fi and data, the writing online doesn't actually take up that much data, because I remember I also didn't have Wi-Fi last year, but I used data, and 300 megabytes is more than enough to upload your test or exam. So, and yeah, I would hotspot my laptop using my phone. And yeah, I love you for watching. If I've missed something, I can always do a part 2, and I can always answer your questions in the comment section. I love you for watching. Bye.